Okay, it looks like everything's working now. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Joe. I'm with Morbid Coffee,
Yeah.
and I'm checking out Warrior Blade Rastan Saga Episode 3 tonight, which was a double screen arcade game released in 1991 by Taito. And the Conan influence is even more obvious than even the earlier games. If you saw the screen that was up when I started this stream, you might have noticed that is very obviously, Arnold Schwarzenegger, but not quite, there in the intro, like the image of him with the crown on his head. All that stuff. So we're gonna drop some quarters in here, virtually speaking, and play. So there are a few different characters you can play as here, but I'm gonna start as Rastan because that seems appropriate, right? Coffee, what's your level of experience with the Rastan games?
Like you said, it came out in 1991, right?
Yeah, this one did, yeah.
I was 2 years old.
I mean, that's fine.
I know absolutely nothing.
Ms. Pac-Man came out, before I was born, and it's still one of my favorite games.
I've never played it.
Have you played any of the Rastan games?
My arcade experience was old games that were like nickel, because they were old, and a bunch of fighting games.
Oh, so I get to choose where I'm going first.
Also Ninja Turtle games.
Should I go to the tower, the palace, the ship, or the castle?
The ship, yes.
All right, we'll go to the ship. I like that there's a ship. I like there's a difference between the tower, or the castle, and the palace. I just dropped the cap to my soda. That's not good. I'm gonna have to deal with that later, I think. Okay. So, yeah, I'll take the ship to the palace and then to the castle, which is different than the palace. So, the reason that I'm playing this tonight is because I had been looking at, since getting my Japanese PS2 recently, I had been looking at different import games. And there's a Taito arcade collection that we didn't get in the US that has this game on it. And, hey, I got a wizard to hang out with me. And so one of the reasons that people had cited, like, the third Rastan game is on that Taito Memories, Taito Memories Gekkan that we didn't get in the U.S., and so it's worth getting just for that, except it's really expensive still, so I was just sort of like, how about I just, like, play it on MAME instead.
People read those games for you soon.
Yeah.
I recently started
teaching
myself Japanese, so give me all your important games.
Nice. Well, I took Japanese for 6 semesters in college, and I lived there for a summer. And I'm okay, so if you kick the wizard, then he does a spell for you. That seems to be... Yeah.
Is he like your partner, or?
I guess I hit a thing and he. I opened a crate or something and he showed up. So
it's like.
I just picked up something called Twilight Medicine. No, it's not like Ghosts and Goblins. He's like my friend, but I hit him to make him do stuff. Although I guess Mario does that to Yoshi, so. And they're still friends, so.
Are they?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Except in Smash Brothers, where they beat the hell out of each other. So, a thing that I like about older arcade games, especially, I find, is that the companies that made them all have really distinct art styles. So, like, once you're kind of familiar with them, you can look at, a Capcom arcade game from the 80s or 90s and a Konami arcade game from the 80s or a Taito arcade game from the 80s and sort of tell them apart kind of just by looking at them because the art styles were so distinct. And this definitely... The pirate ship Souther Kid. Sure, why not? And this looks like, this looks like a Taito arcade game from the era. So this is like a big departure for the Rastan series. The first two Rastan games were sort of 2D side-scrolling platforming, like the okay, I'm supposed to go up, but I don't really know. Oh, there we go. Okay. The first two Rastan games were like the point of comparison is always ActRaiser. Like the action sequences in ActRaiser are, just like Rastan, and that's like pretty accurate. So that's the first two, and then this one is,
Reminds me more of the Dungeons and Dragons game, Capcom one.
Yeah, I mean this is
Or
straight
Golden
up.
Axe.
Yeah, this is straight up, released in the wake of Golden Axe and Ninja Turtles, as you mentioned. And it's pretty obvious that, like, that's sort of the frame of reference here is those games, because that's what was hot at the time. Because this is also 91, so this is, I think, the same year as Street Fighter 2, but, like, before anybody knew how big Street Fighter 2 would actually be. Otherwise, it probably would have been a fighting game. So I gotta say, so far, I'm not... This game isn't bad, but it is definitely not a very deep beat-em-up. Grass medicine.
To be fair, not many beat 'em ups that deep.
No, but, I mean, there are... Okay, it's like, oh, okay, he's a squid now. This is Splatoon. This is a prequel to Splatoon. That guy just turned into a squid.
They're release coming out. Spell D3 for everyone. Rastan 4.
That's right. Splatoon 3, Rastan 4. You've defeated the giant octopus and seized the jewel, the Heranon Diamond Image. Legend has it that the person who has this image in his hand can gain protection from its sparkle. May the force be with us. Sure. Okay, so we... Now the castle, the palace, and the tower. So I guess we choose each level in the order we want to. Let's go to the palace, which is again different from the castle in some way.
Well, it's more like a mountain.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Told you.
So this is kind of a fun set PC thing where I'm sliding down the side of this mountain while I kill monsters. Yeah, but a lot of beat 'em ups aren't that deep, but I mean, I think there are ones that sort of do a decent job of kind of varying up the different... Alright, we're going to try somebody else. We're going to try Dewey this time. They kind of vary up the different techniques you can use and the sort of Twilight Medicine and Grass Medicine. There's a variety of techniques, different moves, and like there's not a lot. There's not a lot going on in this one.
Streets of Rage, right?
Yes, I mean, Streets of Rage has like several different throws for each character and different special moves and Arms of Thunder. So apparently I have Wolverine claws now, which cause these dudes to get struck by lightning. which I'm okay with that. I don't know why everybody speaks German in this game. I know I lost my Wolverine claws. I'll give it this. The game's pretty violent. There's some good violence happening here. Brazzle the Gamer says Ninja Turtle emote, Ninja Turtle emote, Ninja Turtle emote. Bad fortune. The entrance to the mysterious palace is strongly protected by an army of evil war. How am I supposed to read all that in the time they give me? So yeah, this is Taito really worked the dual arcade monitor setup in the 80s and early 90s. Like they had a whole series of cabinets that used the dual monitor setup, which is kind of a gimmick. Some games use it better than others. It feels natural playing now on these kind of things because we're used to games being in widescreen. So it's nice to have all this kind of real estate in like this game, for example. But like the Ninja Warriors, some of them had 3 monitors actually. Now that I think about it, I think Ninja Warriors had 3 monitors, and Darius had 3 monitors. So they had dual and double and triple monitor games, and the double monitor, or the triple monitor, right? However, there are evil warriors lying in wait there. We have our weapons seized by the evil warriors and are imprisoned in an underground cell. Unbelievable.
These things were really bad at his job.
Yeah, apparently. Oh, hey, it's our wizard buddy. He's going to free me, and I didn't have to punch him. Attacking power up.
The only Taito game I've ever really put time into in the arcade is Puzzle Bubble.
Yeah.
It was like one of the 2 arcade machines my movie theater had. It was that Marvel 2.
Well, you've definitely put a lot of time into Marvel 2. I know that.
Yes, I did. Oh my god. Don't remind me. Those were fun times. That will never happen.
Yeah, that was like, what, 7 years ago? 6 years ago? 7 years ago?
Kinda like that. It was like early 2000s.
Oh. I'm gonna try the lady now. And of course, she's a scantily clad woman with a whip because video games.
I want to say 2006 was like the highlight of my arcade time.
I just remember playing a lot of it on Xbox Live with you.
Yes.
Okay, so now I don't know. I just like threw armpit magic at that guy. I don't know. And now I have a whip that calls down lightning, which is that is certainly a thing.
Puzzle Gamer says gotta have whip woman. Every
Yeah.
fantasy game has one.
Every beat 'em up really. It's a beat 'em up requirement, whether it's a medieval fantasy setting or not. Well, usually they're enemies, to be fair, in most beat 'em ups. This game upends the apple cart by allowing you to play as the whip woman instead of just getting beaten up by the whip woman. I like that sometimes guys just explode into clouds of blood. Still not entirely certain why all the enemies speak German, but arms of fire. So now I light them on fire with the whip. Yeah, but so I was saying about Taito's multiple arcade monitor setup. Like that whole like Ninja Warriors really does not benefit whatsoever from using 3 arcade monitors. Like there is absolutely no reason for that. But it has them because it drew a crowd. I mean, the purpose was to draw people to make players take notice, but it doesn't serve any practical purpose for Ninja Warriors to have 3 monitors. The Darius games, I guess, like shoot 'em up with that many monitors. Oh, so I'm supposed to be whipping the dragons. I get it. Okay. Not Baphomet here or whatever.
Are you? Because he's not flashing.
Yeah, he is, but he only flashes when you hit the weird water dragons. Movement speed up. Deep inside the mysterious palace, you have discovered Brave Garon's necklace from the treasure Jewel Mountain. It's strange. As soon as you take the necklace in your hand, your body feels light. The necklace seems to contain some special powers. All right, I got a castle and a tower left here. What do you think, Coffee? Castle?
Okay.
Houseman's Forest. All right, so I think what this game sort of lacks in like technique variety and stuff, it kind of makes up for in set pieces, like sliding down the mountain and riding the horse and climbing down those chains and stuff. That wasn't stuff that you saw a lot in beat 'em ups at that time. So that's kind of cool. And this is like a pretty good use of the dual monitor setup. This was probably very impressive at the time to see running across 2 monitors. Yeah, but like way less frustrating. And with not as good a music, for being honest. Stage clear. Number of destroyed enemies.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this game other than the aspect ratio is really bothering me. I don't know why.
It's bothering you?
I don't like how wide it is at all.
It's not filling my whole. The monitor I'm playing on is not filled with it. It's like since it's 2 4x3 monitors next to each other, it's closer to like Academy ratio almost. I'd have to do the math to figure out what the actual ratio is, but it's not 16:9. It's closer to like 2.3 to 1 almost.
I don't know. It's just very uncomfortable to look at. And I don't know.
Well, and I arranged the stream in such a way that you're not getting any letterboxing or anything.
Yeah, I can. I'm not complaining about the stream. I'm complaining about the game just being. It's long. And
it is.
Weird.
I should play Ninja Warriors for a minute after. I don't think I have the ROM for Ninja Warriors, but that would really bother you because, like I said, I'm pretty sure that one was 3 monitors next to each other, which makes it like. Also, by default, MAME runs this with a gap in the middle of the monitors, which is really weird. But it's like
a DS game.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know why it does that, but I changed that right away when I was getting everything set up because it bugged me. I'm gonna go back with Rastan. It's a Rastan game. I'm gonna play as Rastan. That's what we're here for. Now that I've tried all the characters. Arms.
Just on all the Nintendo properties.
Yeah, to say this is Nintendo related in a whole bunch of ways. I like that the like weird like racist stereotypes and the like ridiculous like high class like Kingsguard types are all working together to try to kill Rastan in this game.
It's ahead of its time.
They're building bridges between ethnic stereotypes, and and lizard men and elite King's Guards in gold armor. And freaky monsters without legs and with wings. Although, any game where you can throw dudes off a ledge and they scream bloody murder is, that's... you really can't go wrong with that. Ruh-roh. King Xanon's staff. So I assume when he's asking for help, he wants me to kill him again, I guess. Help me die. Under the throne, we have discovered the jeweled holy crown of Ishelin. The sparkle of the crown, which has been locked inside by a spell, returns. An ancient priest with eyes that sparkle the same as the holy jewel seems to give you power something. How am I supposed to be able? I read fast. Like, how is anyone supposed to be able to read that? By the time, looks like the tower is our only choice at this point. Wind Canyon. Oh, I get to ride a dragon. Dude, if I had a dragon to ride, why wasn't I riding it the whole time?
Going to the tower.
So what? It's not like Daenerys Targaryen is like, I'm only going to ride this dragon when I'm going up a place. Like,
Can't take dragons on ships.
I mean, look, man. I watched a lot of Game of Thrones, and it looked to me like you can take dragons on ships.
Rastan's being courteous to everyone else on the ship.
I actually really like the animation on the dragon that it, like, moves its head as you turn left and right.
Going back to the aspect ratio, this is a point where it's bothering me the most because I feel like you should have more like screen real estate like below you.
Yeah.
But you have so much dead space to the side.
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
Side scrolling instead of vertical.
Yeah.
The tower looks an awfully lot like the castle.
Not the palace though. Just,
no.
These lizards speak German. So he's got like a fair amount of attack animations, but I can't, like, it's very hard to figure out like what to do to activate the different ones. Like some of them it seems like, yeah, it might be proximity. Some of them it seems like if you turn around an attack, like that activates a certain thing. Or if you like jump and then land, that does the kick maybe?
It's not like Final Fight.
No, it's definitely not like Final Fight.
The only thing I remember about Final Fight is the infinite combos.
Yeah.
And turn around.
Yeah. That's the only thing you remember about Final Fight?
Not the only thing. I remember not really liking Final Fight when I rebought it. It came out on
Xbox Live.
And I was like, oh man, I like Final Fight, and I bought it and realized I don't actually like Final Fight.
Yeah, I like Final Fight. I remember thinking that it was weird that Magic Sword was bundled with it.
I liked playing it the first time, but
Final Fight or
in a
Magic
world
Sword?
where- Final Fight.
Hmm.
In a world where Streets of Rage exists, I'd rather play that if I were to play beat 'em up.
Yeah, I mean, there are better beat 'em ups than Final Fight. Final Fight gets a lot of credit for being, you know, a pretty early one and one that sort of got it. Like, Final Fight is an improvement on Double Dragon in almost every way.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, there are a lot of games that came after which are improvements on Double Dragon, or on Final Fight, rather. And many of them are from Capcom, in fact. Like Punisher and Alien vs. Predator and Tower of Doom, and like all those are like definite improvements on Final Fight. All right. One thing this game, you know, definitely gets credit for is the bosses are pretty cool looking, for the most part. Not super challenging, but cool looking. At the very top of the tower, you've gotten the mysterious crystal ball. It is the famous, rumored moon crystal. As soon as it touches your skin, magic power flows and your body shudders. There is no question that this crystal contains immensely magic power. We lose sight of the road. We have set foot in an eerie marsh behind us. The enemy is closing in, and there is no way to turn back. With no other choice, we are forced to, against our will, to enter the swampland. Bad fortune. I wonder if there's, like, branching paths here. Like, could I have ended up somewhere besides the swamp based on the levels that I chose, or
I don't know.
anything like that? I
You had a
wonder.
bunch of bad fortune when you played Dewey, so you get the good ending.
By overcoming the bad fortune.
Just play as Dewey all the way through.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. This is no Golden Axe Revenge of Death Adder or anything like that, but
Definitely looks like not a knockoff Golden Axe, but it looks like it wants to be Golden Axe really bad. That's all I've been thinking about the entire time you've been playing is just how much it looks like Golden Axe.
so I mean the kind of dirty secret of Golden Axe is that Golden Axe actually kind of sucks.
Yes, it
um,
does.
I don't know. Some of those early Sega like Genesis ports and stuff, like people are like they're so good, and it's like, yeah, they're not. Altered Beast sucks. Golden Axe kind of sucks. Golden Axe is better than Altered Beast, but you know they're not that good. I think I'm probably having Super Hang On is good. If you're into racing games, I guess I should caveat that because I'm not super into racing games, so. But it's fine. It's fine.
Altered Beast does suck.
Altered
We have a good
Beast
chat.
definitely sucks. Yeah, Brazel knows what's up when it comes to Altered Beast. I mean, Altered Beast was impressive at the time, right? Like that's the whole thing. It was super cool looking in 1988 or whatever. But that's it. It was super cool looking. There's nothing else to say. There's something shining on the head of the fallen dragon. It is what has been called the dragon's teardrop, a powerfully mysterious jewel. It is said that the person who possesses this jewel have marvelously good fortune, but fortune level up.
That would be great for the other levels.
All right. We're searching for the last treasure of Depon. We cross to the island where the general of the evil army is awaiting us.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot asks, was this originally a multi-screen game? Is that why it's so wide?
Yes, we mentioned that earlier, but yeah, that's correct. It was a 2-screen arcade game, dual monitor. So Coffee, you were saying earlier that bothered you. Does X-Men arcade game bother you? Like when you play that on like Xbox 360 or anything?
Never really played the X-Men arcade game more than once because I didn't find it fun. So I barely remember it.
That's another kind of dirty secret. That game also isn't very good, but when you're playing it with 6 players, it's super fun because, there aren't a lot of beat-em-ups that have 6 players support. That's the only one, in fact.
The novelty felt like it was like, oh, it's a 6-player arcade game, but I could never get 6 people to play it.
Oh, yeah. When it was, like, the first week it was on Xbox Live, it was super easy to get into a 6-player game. Like, you could just join a game and there would always be 6 people. But I'd imagine now that's probably not the case unless you are like set. Well, also you can't buy it anymore. It doesn't help. So you'd have to have.
With the Turtles game, like the 4-player arcade setup, the most I could ever get was another person playing with me. I never got the full 4-player experience.
We should just play that sometime then. We should. I wonder if Eric still has a bunch of those extra 72-hour Xbox. 2 years ago for Extra Life, when nobody came to visit anybody, we did, yeah. Lord Ludercon. This guy looks badass. Can I take his armor? Can I play as him instead? Wow, I didn't even get to fight him when he looked like a knight. He just turned right into a monster. So I have to say, at the risk of like sounding like old and out of touch, there is something to me about like this kind of sprite art, like this, this demon or whatever, that is really appealing to me, that like Unreal Engine assets never quite inspire in me.
It reminds me of like Castlevania.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Final Dracula form.
Brazel says, yeah, it's fun when you're playing with a bunch of people, but it's super short. I think that was about X-Men. An undersea volcano suddenly erupts and the island starts sinking into the sea. We just barely escaped from the island and watched the island sink.
Didn't you just get a crystal that gave you good fortune?
Yeah. Yeah, our good fortune was that we got off the island before it sunk. I did not find the last jewel of Depon. Perhaps it was invisible. When I divided up the treasures I had between 3 people, I left Depon behind me. I went in search of a country where I could be king. I'm guessing this is not the good ending, so I think you're right, Coffee. There must be a way to get a better ending. I wonder if you have to just like not die, or what you have to do. I'll have to look into that.
Possible.
Yeah, right.
It's an arcade game.
Yeah,
you can't not die.
No kidding. Arms Merchant Toyota worked on this game. Good old Arms Merchant. Kei Igarashi. I wonder if that is Koji Igarashi. He's been around for a long time, and I don't know if he was at Taito before. Of course, Zuntata did the soundtrack. This is not their best work, because Zuntata's done some amazing soundtracks, but I wasn't super wowed by this one. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there are games now that I think do look great, but most of them are not. Like, this was probably a pretty big budget project in 1991. Dual monitor, arcade cabinet, all that stuff. Big budget games of today don't inspire the same. It is the same Koji Igarashi. Oh, it's Kozo Igarashi.
Kozo Igarashi.
Okay. Not the same. Not the same Igarashi. I was saying that would have been crazy, especially since we were just talking about.
Cowboy hat. He doesn't have the whip.
Right. But yeah, I don't know. Something about sprite art. It's like, I don't know. It's like my feelings between like practical effects and CG in movies. I guess like there's a different kind of craftsmanship that I just find more appealing, and that might be my age speaking, or I don't really know. Until I have become king, this story is nothing more than a small happening. If the chance, I'll tell you about yet another adventure of mine. Like that is the image that's the borderline copyright infringing image right there. Of, looks just like Arnold Schwarzenegger at the end of Conan the Barbarian. The promise he was kingdomed. All right, and that's Warrior Blade. Rastan Saga Episode 3. It was all right. I wasn't totally blown away. I'll have to look in to see if there's a better way, if there's a better ending. Maybe I'll do another stream and try to get the good ending at some point down the road. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it a night, and maybe, I don't know, play some Wild Guns Reloaded or something on my Switch. But good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, hanging out. If you're watching this on YouTube, thanks for watching it on YouTube. And I will see you next time. See you Wednesday, probably, actually, for our normal stream. So we'll talk to you then. And Coffee, thanks for hanging out, man.